All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. It's not very far into the day. My feathered friends are still crowing outside. We did get the distribution boxes done. This one is actually it's going to go to the other inverter. Um, it is the it basically it was like the same price as getting the other if I bought one of the other ones. But they didn't have a heavy duty, and that's what I got to wait on. Um, I'll replace this one with a real this size down here cable. It's all the same. It's these big chunking cables that are in here. It's more cable than my inverters can produce. I had a question about that, battery safety or something like that. Is the these inverters at full tilt even more than what they could produce if they could overrun, if they could overproduce, is about 140 amps at 4,000 watt. They can't produce that much is what I'm trying to get at. In each one of these batteries, like this one here, these two here, both each one has a 300 amp BMS. That goes both ways. And actually, these are 3C or C3 something. Yeah, C3, 3C. They can go three times that amount. These are crazy overkill. The whole idea behind all this is how small of an area I could actually get this like bushed into. Um, I want to take into account for the ventilation, for everything like that, but I wanted to completely mimic like a house. I mean, like shore power. Um, but I'd like to go in a maybe a 26-foot moving truck or something like that one day. Um, these are all the reason that they are what they are is these are all automotive batteries. Not only could they propel an automotive, but they can go in one relatively safe. They're all like metal wrapped and all that jazz. BMSs on the inside that cut them. They all do, but these um, I didn't realize that anything that has these serial numbers on it, that battery doesn't look like your battery, Mister. Oh no, asshole, that's my battery. It has a serial number just like a car. All these do. Um, they've come so far over the years. Lead acid was that was the whole thing. You could put a big amount of money into lead acid and jazz like that. Um, Somebody could really screw you up. I mean, and just stand right there and just go, oh, that looks like yours. That's not really yours. Da da da. That kind of crap. Knock knock knock. Neighbor calling. Oh, there's some stuff back in the South that just gets underneath my skin so bad. And some of it I miss so much. I mean, that's the reality of it. The kids' laughter, taking them to the buffalo or to the Indian rock house cave, stuff like that. Whatever they wanted to do, that kind of stuff. That was basically my whole life with my kids. I drove truck, I was in and out. Um, and then after my wife said she wanted a divorce because I was going paralyzed, um, it was just the way it was, y'all. I mean, you can't like tit whine and stuff like that about the way stuff is. It just is the way it is. Okay, but let's get off that. That's like dumb. The I don't know. Oh, I was cutting these reliefs for some of the extension cords. But like I said, this extension cord here is actually going to end up like where this one is. And then from there, that black cord, that'll be just like this other great big trunk wire in the, and it'll have a great big power cord thingy like these, but it's only 4 plugs like this one. But I even thought about buying another one like that. I really do like it, especially that cumulative power meter. I can't really get that one to roll off my tongue. But it's wonderful for the amount of energy that I put into the floor. By next month, I'll be able to measure what it's taken to keep the house warm, and the because I still have 12 more spots, 12 more for panels up on the rack, and they could even be bigger than the ones that I bought. The rack was actually made for 24 like 700 watt panels. Though the first panels fell through, I had to reorder some different ones. They were like 400 watts, 500 with the bifacial, and I meant 700 with the bifacial. They were like 550s or something like that, but they were longer. They were just a few inches longer. But if you see the racks, if you can imagine what it's going to look like with 2 stacks of panels, there will be a space in the center because it was meant for bigger panels when I made it. And it was all laid out on the ground. I did all that before I ever put up a piece. The only way you can do it in a wheelchair. It's not like you got options. But I added these. This one is basically for like all the kitchen junk, and that one will be when it gets over there. And this one over here would be like this one, where it does for the sand battery. That's what I'm going to dedicate this to. I've still yet to hook up the stovepipe, y'all. Yes, I got the pieces. They're right there. I noticed on the big one in the back it's not bent the way I'd want it to be, and I've already wrenched on it once, and there's a screw in there, and I just don't like messing with that. With the I don't got the tools to fix that kind of tin work, is what I'm saying. So I need to go back to Ace and pick up one more elbow. I just need one more. I got one here with the 2 little ones, and that was all used stuff when I got most of it. That it's well served is what I'm trying to get at. And no, this thing doesn't produce creosote like a normal stove. That's 5 years worth of burning, and it was hooked to another stove before this, a big plate metal stove. So it's definitely not burned. I mean, in Arkansas, I've heard people lose their mind if they saw a piece of pine wood in a wood pile that you were delivering, or anybody delivering it. In here, that's all I burn is pine wood, whether it's spruce or pine or all the big trees out here, ponderosas. There's all kinds of big trees that I don't know the name of, is what I'm trying to say. That's all I burn is softwood out here. That just burns extremely hot. The Ugly Iron Man it burns extremely hot. And I'm not give up on my vacuum cleaner idea. I found some hose at Tractor Supply, and we're going to make this like a whole house vacuum cleaner system, where it just gets rid of the dirt. All it is just dirt that blows in from the outside. Is this caliche dirt and dust, and I want to be able to pick it up, get rid of it, even if it just blows it back outside so it can recirculate. I don't care, as long as it's not on my floor. I've always had it. I got a bunch of other bigger 120 and 220 stuff that I had. I've just never used it because it required the generator, and I'd rather pull off my fingernails than listen to that generator. And they run perfectly good, both of them. I just can't stand the sound of the air-cooled motor. Nix. I can't stand that. I don't do much better. The VW has a more methodical hum to it. I don't mind it so much. There's a few of them that, like the Lister, air-cooled, love it. There's an air-cooled water one, probably love it even more. There's a few of them that I do enjoy the sound of a mechanical motor. Not very many. And definitely nothing sounds like a Briggs and Stratton, even brand new. I mean, they just had that kind of like death rattle to them from brand new. And nothing wrong with them. Mechanically runs just fine. It just they just sound like that, and I can't. That's something I can't do very well. Um, yeah, just I can't. I don't got that in me. But the reason for that one was to hook up dedicated things, like the vacuum cleaner deal. The idea is I want to build that like into a cabinet and then use like two sections of hose. It's a really big vacuum cleaner, and use two sections of hose to get like everywhere and clean up the floor. I think it'd be so much better. like the coffee pot. That this coffee pot over here, y'all. Absolute life-changing event getting a silly coffee pot. And for people that are off-grid, you know, that are running on inverters this size here, I don't know if I can make it adjust, but inverters on this size, and would I buy a Jackery? Oh, hell, no, I would not. Y'all, you can buy one of these batteries, 24 volt, for about $1,200-ish, okay, in that range. You can buy one of these for $300-ish in that range, in any amount of solar panels. But I would highly recommend higher voltage. You know, like the 300 volt string. Put them in a string is what I'm saying. That could easily go to like 450, 500 volt. But a 350 volt string is something that makes enough wattage early morning, late at night kind of deal. But yeah, I would definitely get like one battery or two. Two is better. Inverter or two, but one is good. I mean, have a backup. Always keep a backup. And like these breakers that you're seeing, and over here especially, that has lightning, over voltage, over current, lightning suppression, and it's on both ends. It's not just here at the house, it's at the other end where the racks are in the backyard. Can't stress that enough. And no, we don't even get lightning up here, not like y'all do, and I still can't stress this enough. You don't want excess ions building up. That's just dangerous no matter where or what you do. Bad. It's just bad Andy, man. Is all I'm trying to say. Just bad Andy. I did kind of like this idea here, and I think I'm going to leave it, but not with this plug. There's no ground to it. And I wouldn't probably trust it even if I buried it back and used the ground, is what I'm saying. It just, no way, no. Is the rest of it's grounded, all the rest of it's in there. Oh, I take it back. This one, it's this one here. This is the one I was thinking of right here. Da, 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 da. This one I wouldn't trust. If it had a voltage feedback in that dude. Yeah, this is not the same one. I remember this one was about 7 feet long. Yeah, the ground's hooked up in that. I was going to say I don't have any ground issues now, so yeah, that's what it was. Is I took the problem out. It was over here, and there was a little bit of feedback. It was like a gremlin. You could take it off, test it on the bench, tested fine. Put it back in, and it had like a parasitic, about a 19 volt draw between the legs. It was like, oh, you heathen. And I just couldn't duplicate it, so taking it out made it work, and it worked good, is what I'm saying. Otherwise, it would have been something up in here, and I took pictures up in there, not taking the cover off, but took pictures that was wired all the same. My eyes can't even see up in there anymore, not that good. But the camera can, boy, 48 megapixel, wow. You can take a snapshot and just keep zooming up on it. Works pretty good. There's workarounds, is what I'm saying. Works pretty good. Kind of like these little grommet things here for the wires. Now that one's real snug because I already did it to it, but the rest of these aren't, is what I'm trying to get at. Which one is it? This one? Yeah, see how that one isn't? is I cut these and then I cut them in half. I didn't even use a whole one, and I'm just using half of that up inside uh, that Glad or whatever you want to, the wire grabber, uh, non-invasive wire grabber, is the clamp, and but it puts just enough moxie to it that it makes it snug. I mean, like really good. Uh, Worked out really well. The Oh Lord, yeah, I was going to say something about that. The cumulative thing. I think we're over 150 kilowatt on this, y'all, and it's not been that long, like 10 days. We're at 162 accumulated kilowatt, and that's just through the daytime. I could probably put in the sunny days, definitely I could put another third to that, like another 80 with no problem. I just don't have it wired in. And then in the, well, yeah, it would just be the sunny days, you know what I mean? Because you can't really add nothing in the clouds. Even when I was going to say when I turn on the front, it would add, but it wouldn't add that much. It would only add, like on the cloudy days, 500. On a sunny day, the front would add another 1,500, like a whole other element in here, like crazy amount of good. And we're holding at 94 degrees in the floor temperature, 96 coming out of the tank. Been doing really good. On the sunny days, I'll get this up to about 105, 110. It's never really got to 107. I think is the highest it's ever been. 107. The floor acts like a big radiator. There's only a single element. It is 120, so it's not 2,000 watts is what it is. But the inverter carries it fairly nice. I was wanting to get a slightly bigger tank, not for storage, just because it can hold two elements for nothing more. If I could find one that size with two elements, I'd be thrilled. But to like make one, no, they're glass lined and stuff like that. You don't want to mess with it. Water tanks, it takes a factory to make them right, or make them out of aluminum or something like that. That you could do. Just get it, like go to, what is that? I'm going to give away a good secret that Van Hager out of Pennsylvania, because I hauled some stuff out of there when I had semi trucks. I had an international company at one time, and we hauled out of these places. And man, they had some really cool stuff. If you ever need salvage but good, that's the place you go to. And I can't. It has like a windmill on their thing, so if you see them, you'll note it. Good place, good people. But they would have an aluminum tank that I could weld like 2 or 3 different element bungs, wire them into a controller and stuff like that, insulate it. That'd be a great application for hempcrete. You could make it as thick as you want and return all the heat right back to it. Yeah, there's a lot you could do. First, the vacuum, we're going to get that done. I got to clean that dude up. But that's how dirty it's just nasty up here, y'all. And no, I'm not, but this is my problem right here. But I have to have it, is this electric tired lawnmower you have to have it to get around out here. But when you bring that in, and it's even slightly bit wet out, not like it's wet often, but if it's a slightly bit wet, you can't keep the floor swept. And this caliche stuff, you try to sweep it, it'll kill you. Like literally, if you want to do this, do it with a vacuum, with a respirator on. It's not healthy. It's just rough. The caliche dust is really bad, is what I'm saying. For anybody who wants to come out to Arizona or Colorado or Utah or anywhere that I know this dust is, it's not the snakes and the other stuff you got to worry about. It's that damn dust. That stuff is rough. Anywhere around it, it's just bad. Can't stress that enough. Oh, is for my Instapot is I got a new strainer basket that opens up and all that. Doesn't allow stuff to get down to the water. 2 thumbs up. Thumb up, thumb up. I do it twice, but y'all can't see it. Yeah, that's good. I was, I don't, I wish it wasn't like, I don't want it to scratch the inside of the basket of the other deal, um, but it hasn't so far, so good. But I do worry about it. But it's way better than this little rack thing um, for any kind of steam aid or whatever. That's just no way to. It's good, but it's not good enough, is what I'm saying. That's much better. I'll take it out and show you. Pretty good stuff. I'm sure everybody has 2 or 3 of these. I've never owned one. I thought they were pretty cool. Uh, but it does open wider, big, and that's why I was afraid it would get into the sides of the sides of my cooker pot. But you can keep it in pretty tight, stuff the stuff down in it. It does pretty good. It doesn't like bully it open, but I was thinking like long term, dumb. But crazy crap that goes through your head, crazy crap. All right, y'all, I'm gonna let it go. This is about the limit, and don't want to go much past it. But we're doing good. Like I said, we got that one. We're gonna replace it with the other power strip that's over yonder. Um, and then get another big power strip and probably replace the whole deal over. But what it is, I might get like a 1 foot long, heavy cord end, like a little extension, and put it to the breaker, and then leave it to be able to plug in, because I'm going to add a air fryer gizmo thing. And I was wanting, like a single source, kind of why I left it like that, so I could hook up my Instapot like with a real short cord. They say it's better that way. This thing has like a 6 foot long cord that goes to any of them. The coffee pot has a long cord. They don't draw near as much power. I got a 220 version of this. Like it needs more. It's more power hungry. Works out so good. Can't say enough about that being off grid and having a percolator on inverters and oh, that's so good. 2 thumbs up on this dude too, on that coffee pot. All right, talk to y'all then. Bye.